Sunday night at Gawler, we've got the Gawler Gold Cup Group 3 final. Terrific race as our spring chasing carnival continues. It's been a remarkable month and a half of greyhound racing here in South Australia, all set to continue on Sunday night. Joining me to preview the big final is the up-and-coming star, Stace. He'll be stomping the pavement there at Gawler on Sunday night. He'll be up amongst the crowd. Lockie, welcome, mate. Big night.
Yeah, great night. Yates is going to be a big night at the Gawler Greyhound Club on Sunday, and I always love going to Gawler. Obviously, that close-up feel to the track, obviously one of the best tracks in SA for when it comes to viewing greyhound racing. So I'm very much looking forward to being there on Sunday night.
Now, mate, I've been to a few of these, so I'll give you a little tip. They had these food trucks, right? And you got some bar and you got your tab and facilities like that. But the food truck, it's the Spud Man. So you want to see the Spud Man and get the bolognese with the ham and pineapple and stuff on top and a bit of sour cream. You won't go wrong for dessert. You can get these pancakes, lovely rolled up in the strawberry with a nice bit of topping and a little bit of caramelised caramel on top, mate. You'll love it.
So that's your plan for food for the night. So before the cup race, you'll be going for the Spud, and then after the cup race, you'll get a little bit of a sugar rush to get you through the last four races with the strawberry band.
You cannot knock back the Spud, I'm telling you. Get there and enjoy it. Look, this is a big race. We had the heats on Monday night. Look, coming out of the heats, everything's pointed to Kelsey Bale. $2.40 favourite on the tab fixed market. Second quickest qualifier, 0.01 behind Came and Went. On paper, many tipping it. How are you seeing it? Do you think that's the way it plays out?
Yeah, I think it is. Kelsey Bale, that was her first look at the Gawler track, obviously. So I think she can improve off that run, considering it was her first look. Daniel Gibbons, when they bring dogs to SA, it's usually for a very good reason. And we're seeing his dogs perform. Obviously, he had a big campaign in the Derby and the Oaks, of course, taking out the Derby. So I think it's going to be very hard to beat here, Kelsey Bale. It's a one for me, but there are a few other scenarios that could happen in the race. Obviously, these 8-dog fields over the 5:31, you never can be too sure what's going to happen. There are a few smokies like Charlie's Misty. She's been racing in some excellent form as of late, and her runs here at Angle Park and at Gawler since joining the Vagan Ross Kennel have been very good, and does have early speed. She can be a little bit temperamental when it comes to her box manners, but if she jumps, she's going to be right up there from box 5. And obviously you got the scenario with Came and Went, and of course Silverstone to the inside for the Ray Murray team. But just touching on that, what a performance Ray Murray has put in to put 3 runners in the cup.
Yeah, fantastic effort. Obviously, he's got Silverstone, Impress Us and Came and Went, so he's got a few through to the final. But, I mean, we don't have to think back far to know that favourites get rolled. I mean, wow, she's fast. Odds-on favourite, beaten by 100-1 pop Buzz Junkie in the Adelaide Cup. So anything can happen in this race, despite what we think pre-race. The thing that I'm struggling to get my head around a bit is I've got Came and Went sort of third. I've got a third pick, but I'm not sure how, because quickest qualifier, textbook, jumps, leads. You know, is it the leader here, do you think? Like, does Came and Went boot through, or is there pressure from Charlie's Misty and Spring Phoebe? I think you touched on Charlie's Misty maybe being up front early.
Yeah, there's a possibility from box 5, Charlie's Misty. Again, depends how that particular greyhound jumps. You've also got Silverstone on the inside as well, drawn to the inside of Came and Went. So if that greyhound can jump well from box 1 and boot up and hold the rail, probably isn't the most reliable dog over the 5:31, then that makes things interesting as well. So there are plenty of scenarios based around Came and Went, but as you mentioned, a lot of people would probably have it second, third and fourth in their picks, but it was the quickest qualifier, and it does have a runs on the board when it comes to strike rate and overall record.
Yeah, it does. And look, if you get a chance, we had a chat to Dan Gibbons on the Dogcast. Gave us a really good insight to this greyhound, Kelsey Bale, and he's not sold on it as far as the box draw and the pressure, because he doesn't know if she's going to jump or not. She's got a history of beginning and not beginning, and he doesn't know when it's going to happen. It's quite an extraordinary chat, actually, that we had with him on the Dogcast. So if you get a chance, have a listen. But she missed the kick the other night, and there's no guarantee that she's going to step cleanly. I wanted to get your view on Victor Reid. So a greyhound who was Gawler Cup finalist last year.
Yep,
Victor Reid.
2 years in a row.
Yeah,
yep.
So what we're talking about here, a wide-drawn dog, box 8. If there's any sort of trouble underneath, because the greyhound propelled who's drawn in the 6 will probably work closer to the rail. So I see Victor Reid getting a very clean run, and I was so impressed with its run home sectional the other night.
I suppose it's a 50-50 chance for Victor Reid whether it gets interference underneath, as you mentioned there, Yatesy. I think if there is no interference into the first turn and these dogs to her inside show their usual speed, then it's going to be hard for Victor Reed to work into the race from box 8. Obviously, this is a greyhound who's showing some great form at Angle Park over the 595 from wide draws, but this is a different scenario. This is Gawler Cup. There are some top quality greyhounds in this event, so I think Victor Reed will struggle if there's not a lot of interference underneath to work into the race at this level.
We've got Spring Phoebe. This is one that's going to really throw the fly into the ointment early, I think, because it's got early speed. We've got Charlie's Misty outside it. Kelsey Bale drawn underneath. We're not sure how it's going to begin. Spring Phoebe with, a pinch of luck. It probably needs to improve time-wise to be winning here, but I'm just wondering if it finds the lead like it did the other night. Could it give a bit of a sight?
Yeah, it could. It'll be very interesting to see if she can find the front. I was a little bit surprised when she led during a heat, actually, but she is a greyhound who can also burn from behind as well. We've seen her win from behind at Gawler many times over the 531, so she's going to be an interesting one. Ben Rawlings, obviously a very astute trainer here in South Australia. It'll be very interesting to see what sort of speed she produces going into the first turn.
Yeah, well, the favourite is Kelsey Bale in front of Cayman Went and Victor Reed. The tab fixed market have got Kelsey Bale, the $2.40 top pick. How are you figuring this one out? Who are you liking on top?
Yeah, I'll put the 3 Kelsey Bale on top. I think the run on Monday night where she didn't initially jump but showed really good field sense to weave a path and come home too strong was the eye catcher for me. I think where she lobs will be intriguing. Whether she can jump and be up near the speed early is going to be interesting. But the thing we see with these Daniel Gibbons greyhounds, they all have great field sense. Yeah. They all love to be back in the field and they can find a way to win even if they do get in that situation. So I think if Kelsey Bale can have a little bit of luck, then she'll do the rest. I put her on top in front of the 2 Cayman Went, who I was really impressed with on Monday night. Number 6, Propelled. There's a greyhound we haven't talked about. This is a greyhound who gets better and better every time we see it here in South Australia. Tim Aloisi, obviously bringing this greyhound over from interstate, was a winner here on Adelaide Cup night, and of course a big winner in the opening heat on Gawler Cup night. If he can show some of his best form, he's going to be very dangerous. And my 4th pick, 5, Charlie's Misty, who's a roughie for mine. If she can jump away like she can, she's going to be very dangerous. So I went 3, 2, 6, and 5 of my thoughts in the Cup. What would you like?
Look, I'm with Kelsey Bale. Sometimes when you're calling a race, you get this feeling within you that something special is happening out there. You can sort of just sense it. And what I saw the other night from Kelsey Bale was extraordinary. That back section run to pick them up and then in the home straight to put them away. I've seen a lot of greyhound racing at Gawler and I haven't seen anything like that. Nothing that I can recall within me produced that, particularly when you go and look at the time. So slow to start, overcame a little bit of bother on the first bend, picks them up and then puts them away in 30-38. I think there's improvement. Now, speaking to Dan Gibbons on the Dogcast, it's stopped my confidence around a bit because he's sort of got a bit of a query, which you've got to listen to him. And these guys know their dogs. So, look, I've got it on top. I thought Victor Reed was the one at $5 that you could probably have. And look, all that said, I still don't know how I'm leaving Cayman Went to 3rd because it's done nothing wrong. And that's the extraordinary thing. It's done nothing wrong. It's run the quickest time. But I've got it 3rd. That's the sort of race that it is. So, look, it's going to be a terrific night. Enjoy yourself out there. Don't forget the Spud, man. Get out there and get the bolognese on top of that. So, that's Gawler Gold Cup on Sunday night. Terrific night. It's going to be out there. Get trackside. Gates open at 4:30. It's free entry. And the Rotary Club, they'll be just collecting a gold coin on the way through. So, enjoy yourself. Gawler Cup night Sunday.